So this week, our lesson is going to be over theme. And as you guys know, we've talked about theme several times this year already. We've talked about theme in every single genre that we've studied, whether it be fiction, drama, poetry, informational. Anything that you read usually has a theme. So what is theme? Theme is the message or the moral or the lesson that you learn when you read something. Sometimes the theme is stated, which means that the author told us what the theme is. This usually happens in fables or fairy tales. More often than not, the theme is just implied, which means we have to use our inferencing skills and draw conclusions about the setting, characters, plot, the problems that the characters go through, what the characters do. All of those things tell us what the theme is, but we have to infer. So what are some common themes? Ask yourself, what do the characters learn in this story? So we might read about someone learning how important courage is. We might learn about honesty. Another common theme is bravery or fairness. Now, like I've said, we've learned about themes several times, and everything that we've read throughout the year has had themes. So let's talk about some of the themes that we have seen this year. So the first book that we read this year was The Color of My Words. What was the theme of this book? Think back to some of the things that Ana Rosa went through. She was talking about, the theme of this story was perseverance and don't give up on your dreams, because she really wanted to be an author, but she couldn't because the government didn't allow people to write. Her brother passed away. He was killed after he wrote something bad about the government, and she persevered. She didn't give up, and in the end, she became a writer. Another work that we read about was the Scholastic article, Boy Soldier War Hero. And this one was important because even though it was an informational text and it was an article, it still had a theme. What was the theme? Well, it was bravery, because Jack Lucas joined the war when he was only 14. And finally, we read the poetry book called A Movie in My Pillow. And we learned about Jorge and how he had moved from from El Salvador into the United States. So what was the theme of this book? Do you remember? It was about the importance of family. Don't forget that Jorge immigrated to the United States and missed his family so much. When they finally joined him in America, he was so happy. So this is the graphic organizer that we're going to use to talk about theme in our book, Wonder. So we are going to talk about the theme of the chapter called Weird Kids. Now, Weird Kids is a chapter that we just finished reading this week, and it is from the point of view of Summer. So what was the big idea or the topic? If you see right here, what I'm asking you when I say what's the big idea or the topic is just tell me about what happened in the story. And what happened in the story was that Summer sits with Augie at lunch and plays with him at recess. So what does the character say or demonstrate or do to demonstrate this big idea? Well, she sits with Augie at lunch on the first day of school because people are whispering about him. She also tells people not to call him Zombie Kid. And she plays with him at recess and says that she thinks that the plague game was really dumb. So what is the theme? What is the message that we can take away from this chapter in our story? I think that the message of the chapter, Weird Kids, is to have courage and to do what is right. So the theme is courage. Now, let's do this again with another chapter of wonder. So this is the chapter called Trick or Treat. And in this part of the book, we were looking at the story from Via's point of view. This is when Via was telling the story. And what was the big idea or what happened? Via talks to Augie, or she talks Augie into going trick-or-treating on Halloween. So what does the character say or do to demonstrate the big idea? Via knocks on August's door and asks him if he is sure that he does not want to celebrate Halloween. She realizes that something is bothering him and gets him to open up to her about how Jack was talking about him. And she tells him, come on, and I'll let you have all of my candy, when she wants to try to convince him to go trick-or-treating. So what is the theme or the message that you can take away from this story? I think that the message of this chapter is that it is important to be there for your family when they are having a bad day. The theme is the importance of family. All right, guys. So now you are going to do the same thing. You are going to fill out the big idea or topic. You're going to talk about what the characters say or do to demonstrate the big idea. And you're going to talk about the theme. What is the message or the story that you can take away, the message that you can take away from the chapter called Jack Will? I will have a copy of Jack Will, and I will post it on Dojo and on our class newsletter so that you can reread it and you can fill out this graphic organizer. Don't forget that I am here for you guys. If you have any questions or if you don't understand something, we can go live and we can figure it out together. All right. Thank you, guys.